company, beloveds. Sorry, I was watching the countdown and it still caught me by surprise. Welcome to the never-ending chapter 15. I say that. It's Saturday. I went to the park today, we went to the park today, and Tom forgot the peanuts. And for a brief moment, we heard the woodpecker, then we saw the woodpecker, and then the woodpecker's like, "Oh, you don't have peanuts," and flew off. And one of the blue jays saw us and then realized we didn't have peanuts. And so the blue jay turned up a couple more times, but didn't yell at us because we didn't have peanuts. And several of the squirrels, stopped, but since we didn't stop, they didn't, they turned around, and we apologized to the squirrels. So we are going to have to bring extra peanuts next week because, we're in a little bit of trouble. All right. As I said, we are in chapter 15 of the Science of Mind. We are starting on page 238 with the section Heart Trouble. So let's see what Ernest has to say. Now, I'm really enjoying his real world examples of, hey, here's how you do a treatment. It's great. So heart trouble. The heart is the center of divine love and perfect circulation. Its action is harmonious, vital, adequate, and complete. There is no false action and no wrong action. The pulsations of life are steady, unceasing, and perfect. Let not your heart be troubled. Love is at the center of a person's being, and the calm, continuous pulsations of life are governed by love. Solomon was accredited with many words of wisdom, none of which are more appropriate just here than his admonishment. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And that is from Proverbs 4:23. Again, Ernest citing his sources. Doesn't happen often. In all the days when we had no knowledge of whether the emotions should be expressed, repressed, or suppressed, the reference to the heart was hardly as significant as it is today. Now, in the light of experience, there is no question but that anything that touches the sympathetic nature of a person has within it the power to build up or destroy the physical body of the person. That sentence didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me try that again. All right, let's see. Now, in light of experience, there is no question but that anything that touches the sympathetic nature of a person has within it the power to build up or destroy the physical body of that person. Okay. And actually, science does bear that out. And he said, back in the days when we had no knowledge of emotions, whether emotions should be expressed, repressed, or suppressed, science has an answer to that too. When we suppress emotions, they come out sideways. And sometimes they come out sideways by directly affecting the body in negative ways. So the goal is to find healthy ways to express your emotions. You don't want to repress them and you don't want to suppress them, but you can't always act on the emotion the way you want to. So what you have to do is find healthy ways to express them. And that is one of the benefits of art. Okay. Sometimes in art, you can express those emotions that you can't express any other way. Because the good thing about art is you can create it and then you can destroy it. And sometimes it's that act of distraction where you get the emotional release that you need. So, there's that. All right. I just stopped in the middle of the sentence, or in the middle of a paragraph. So let me figure out if I can get back to where I was. All right. The daily record of fatalities from heart trouble bears evidence of this. Sudden shock, terrible loss, particularly loss of love, fear, All kinds of fear are some of the thoughts which quickly manifest in the body of a person as heart trouble. The remedy for this is love. Perfect love casteth out fear, and a divine love fearlessness, a singleness of purpose, a determination to think only God-like thoughts should be used in treating heart trouble. Almost every case of heart trouble can be traced to the thoughts of strain and inharmony. Sometimes a disappointment or a disagreement with a loved one, to a feeling of loss from financial reverses, a belief that we are in a position from which God absents itself. We reiterate, a remedy for all heart trouble is love. The heart is known as the center of love, which is the healing balm in every inharmonious thought. As we recognize our oneness with infinite intelligence, we are set free from uncertainty and pain. As long as we realize that our heart is a living center through which the love of God flows to bless eternally, not only our own lives, but the lives of all whom we contact, as long as we realize this, our heart cannot be troubled. Another thought to be handled in treating any kind of heart trouble is the thought of age. The race suggestion carries a strong belief about the unpleasant conditions which may present themselves as one grows old. He has grows old in parentheses. Among these are the physical conditions termed as hardening of the arteries, which hinders the free flow of blood to the brain. A treatment must be so formulated as to recognize that there is but one mind. Consequently, no thought of depression, fear, or suggestion of imperfection can flow through it. Humanity is birthless, deathless, ageless spirit, and this should be the consciousness of our work. This leaves nothing to be born, mature, decay, and die. Life cannot grow old. God, in us and through us, as us, can only express according to its own nature, which is perfection. Therefore, the law of our being is the law of perfect assimilation, elimination, and circulation. It is the law of obliteration to anything unlike itself. A knowledge of our oneness with the God life all about and within us, that this life is governed by divine law and harmony within us, that our only need is to cooperate mentally with this law of life, will heal when we recognize its presence and activity within us. Okay. Some physicians now claim that the action of the heart is a reflex action, and that the dilation and contraction of the heart is controlled by sympathetic nerve centers in the spine. And while they say that will does not control the heartbeat, emotions do affect the heart, and sudden and unexpected grief often causes instant death. Loving thoughts for all will remove tenseness, stimulate the heart into healthy action, and send new life into every part of the body. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Okay, now after reading that, you kind of wonder, what happened in Ernest's life that where he's like adamant that sudden unexpected grief causes death. It's like, and that's where you want to go to like somebody who knows Ernest really well and go, okay, so what happened in Ernest's whole life that because he's not wrong, clearly he's seen it. Let's get a little curious. I'm like that with music. Like, I listen to songs and I'm like, I wonder what the songwriter was going through when they wrote that. Or like, what story did they see? Who told them that story? It's like, what's the story behind that? I'm always looking for the story behind. All right. Well, that was heart trouble. And that was really, really, really interesting. Poison of any kind. That's really short. You know what? Before I read what Ernest says, if you think you have been poisoned, call the poison control center. Go to the emergency room and then do this on the way. Okay? The treatment is similar in all cases of poison. The healing must come through a recognition that the body is pure spirit substance. There is only one substance, one intelligence, God, and all organs of the body express and manifest God or perfection. The blood of the body is the objectification of the perfect life stream, forever pure and perfect, filling every blood vessel and circulating freely and sufficiently. There is and can be no separation from God, no belief apart from God, good, no negative thought, no thought of envy, hatred, malice, or selfishness can lodge in the consciousness to poison the pure life of God flowing in and through people. All right. Like I said, if you think you have been poisoned, go to the emergency room or go, call the poison center. Now, what I just read, do that on the way. Do that on the way to the emergency room. Please do that on the way to the emergency room. We work with medical, not in it to the exclusion of. But the other thing is when you think about how emotions can be poison, or like the words of another person can be poison, same thing applies there. Same situation, same suggestion applies with poisonous words and poisonous emotions. Think about it. All right. Like I said, that one was short. All right. Now, this next section is paralysis, and it's kind of long. So at which point I am going to remind you, this book was written almost 100 years ago. It was published in 1927. So let's see what he has to say. We'll go from there. For paralysis. Use the thought that life cannot become paralyzed or inactive. Life is forever present in its fullness. Therefore, where any form of inaction appears, we should endeavor to recognize and realize the presence of life and action. The spirit is neither inactive nor is it too active. Its action cannot be cut off or need it be added to. Where the seeming inaction is, we should declare for right action. As in constipation, there is a thought of restriction, back of the manifestation of paralysis. Often there is a very emotional nature to deal with, and often, though not always, a lot of stubbornness and resistance to heal. Okay. Oh, he's going to give us an actual treatment down here. Yay. Okay. And bear in mind, he may be talking about paralysis of the body, but I'm also going to remind you paralysis of like the mind, paralysis of the emotional state, paralysis of the mental state. Like if you are paralyzed with indecision, here you go. Okay. Back to the reading. Sometimes the husband or wife, having seen the other suffering from paralysis, will resent so thoroughly the bondage of the loved one that further power is given to the belief, and the same condition begins to manifest in his or her body. This person must be shown in mind where there is perfect freedom, and that in this freedom nothing can bind them, either mentally or physically, that nothing which they ever did or thought, or that anyone else did or thought, can bind them. And the very life of God is their freedom, that this infinite life and action compels them to act out the truth about themselves on the objective plane. When Jesus healed the paralyzed man, He first made him whole in consciousness, then told him to take up his bed and walk. This is the perfect example for us to follow in the healing of any case of paralysis. The practitioner should know without a shadow of doubt that the very power by which the paralytic took up his bed and walked, the power by which Jesus raised his body, is exactly the same power by which paralyzed legs and arms are visualized and made whole today. A consciousness of the one indwelling presence must be built up. Then the patient must accept this consciousness and act upon it. Okay, let me reiterate that, okay? The patient must accept this consciousness and act upon it, okay? The practitioner is not using their own power. The power that they are using is the same power that Jesus used, which is the power of the one presence, okay? And then the patient, the person who is being treated for, must accept it and act upon it, okay? Whole lot of moving parts in this situation. Now, he's about to emphasize something, so let's go, because it's in italics. Life is an idea everywhere present in mind, and it must be accepted as present in the organs which seem paralyzed. The following meditation is a good one to use. Like I said, we're about to get an example from Ernest himself. Infinite Spirit, complete essence of life, is now my life. That which is animated by perfect life, spirit, or life, must express or be like that which animates it. My thought now rests in contemplation of my real self, and that clarified thought makes easy the way for the operation of the life essence through me. There is no inaction or paralysis. There is no inaction or paralysis in mind. The mind of God. There is no inaction or paralysis in body. The body of God. All manifest life is some part of the body of God. My body is some part of the body of God. Right where the inaction appears to be, there is real life and action. The free-flowing life of spirit is now energizing every part of my being and quickening it into life and action. The spirit has never been paralyzed, nor can it be. I feel the life of boundless action and energy of spirit flowing through me. I am free. The perfect coordination and functioning of the parts of my body in their interrelated action is in perfect rhythm and harmony. I am conscious of this perfection, this beauty, this perfect action. First in my thought, then I recognize it in my body as the thought becomes the thing. I no longer entertain the thought of bondage. I am no longer influenced by the belief that there is or can be any life or action apart from God. I do not struggle. I feel my freedom flow from within me. It is complete, perfect, and flowing now. I am thrilled with the almighty force of the universe as it courses through every part of me. It quickens every part of me into a newness of life and action. I am the power of God within me, making the physical person perfect. I am free. I know that there flows through me now, the perfect life essence. My body is the abiding place in this life. The very stuff of which my body is formed is an eternal and perfect substance. My body reflects the perfect motion, the rhythmic ease of mind in action. Perfect life is mine. Okay. I'm kind of tempted to stop there. simply because, we just got this meditation from Ernest. So I think I'm going to stop there. So we are going to start on page 242 at the bottom with asthma and hay fever tomorrow. And chapter 15 continues to be never ending. Yeah, I really am enjoying how Ernest is like, okay, here, let me show you how to do this. He doesn't treat the condition. He does not even mention the condition. Well, he does mention the condition, but he's like, this is the principle. This is you. This is the bliss body, which is what Amit Goswami calls it. This is God's idea of you, and anytime we go into treatment, that's what we want to do. We want to go back to God's idea of us, because God's idea of us is perfect. Our idea may not be, hence we can have the imperfect manifestation, but God's idea of us is always going to be perfect. Whatever it looks like, and whatever way it works, it's perfect, and remember when I use the word perfect doesn't mean flawless. Perfect means whole. It means it's all included. Okay. So, that's the beautiful thing about bodies is that they all look different and they all work a little different, and that's okay. All right. So just the brief housekeeping. I'm going to remind you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the Running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I'm a little bit behind on my YouTube, but I'll catch that up. And Facebook has not been good about linking the pages. So if you've been watching this on the Running Rev Ryan, I'm sorry that I got a little bit behind. I will catch up in just a minute. It says it links it, and then when I go and check the page, it's not linking them. So I don't know. Gotta love Facebook. Maybe I just need to update the iPad, which I will do when I get off, probably. So, all right, there is that. One of the ways that you can support the center on the social medias is to like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, engage with the pages. It bumps us in the algorithms, and we think we have some pretty good stuff to share. So yeah, that's, like I said, all it costs you is a click. Okay, if you would like more information about the center, then please you've got two ways to do it. One, creativelife.org. That is the website. So, the other way is the constant contact email. So email info@creativelife.org. You get about one email a week, and that email will, the hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it'll either take you right to the person, to the information you want, or the person that can help you get it. So there's that. Okay. What was I about to say? I don't even know. I'm losing my mind. And you remember where he said not to say that. But I use that term in the way that a shaman taught me. You have to lose your mind to come to your senses. So when I say I'm losing my mind, I'm coming to my senses. It's okay. All right. And that's why I remind you that the book was written 100 years ago. The language has shifted a little bit. Society has shifted a little bit. The medical association has shifted a little bit. So that's why I remind you, hey, you know what? Let's bring this into the 21st century, because this was not written in the 21st century. Okay. Yeah. I'm now at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a catter day. If you don't know what catter day is, it's Saturday with your cats. So it's a cuddle your fur babies day, a spend time with your cats day, a enjoy the purring day, a Google baby laughs day. Best sound in the world. Followed on the heels by purring cats. A call a friend day, a take a nap day, wrap some stuff up day, read a good book day, watch an interesting show day, learn something today, rest day, whatever it is that you need to get done day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. Or, as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. Let me remind you that I like to say divine spark. And part of the reason why I say that is when I took the Kabbalah in ministerial school, they talked about how the first expression was shattered. And so there are all these divine sparks that are embedded in everything. Well, you are a divine spark embedded in this world. So let that spark shine and let it set everything on fire. You know, the fire of spirit. So, all right. And occasionally burn bridges. Because, you know, that can be a good thing too. Like, I'm not afraid to burn a bridge that does not need to be there. Okay. That's neither here nor there. I'm going to go and start my Catterday. I'm going to remind you, Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.